right, so we have the Click Team 30-minute game competition. So I'm going to be making a game from start to finish in less than 30 minutes, which is going to be very challenging. I've created all of my assets, so all of my music and graphics and stuff ahead of time. So I just have to import that, and then obviously I have to code it. So for this game, I'm doing just something very simple. Obviously, it's only 30 minutes. A game where you have a conveyor belt with some different types of ore, and then the player controls a laser, and they have to shoot certain types of ore, and then leave other types of ore on the belt. Simple point system, so it's just not really a win-loss sort of a thing, more of just a high score. Who can get the highest score kind of a game. All right, well, that's it. So let's get this started. I'm going to count it down in 3, 2, 1, go. So first of all, we're going to make a brand new blank game. I'm going to create all of the frames for this. So we're going to have a title screen. We're going to have the main game. We're going to have a score screen. And then if I have time, I will add credits. That is tentative. We also need to go through and change a couple of our base settings. So I'm going to change the size here to 1024 by 768. Yeah, I am going to change all the different frame sizes. I'm also going to maximize on boot up because that's just a personal preference that I like to have for my games. All right, I think that's good for now. So let's go ahead and start off with some kind of background image. So let's see, we have our title screen. This has already been designed ahead of time, which is nice. I have to do this. There's so many things that you can't really do in a 30-minute time frame, so being able to import graphics is great to have. All right, we're gonna go ahead and add a button so that the user can, here we go, play button, so that the user can advance to the actual game. So this looks good. I'm going to add another animation here called pressed so that they can press the button down and press button. Looks good. I'm going to make this, I don't know, something like this. So I'm going to give it a slight duration. That looks good. We can loop this just because. We're going to align this horizontally in the center of the frame. Something like that. That's good enough. All right, so this looks good. We've got to add some code, of course. So if the user clicks on it, we're just going to say single left click. Normally, if you were coding this, you would include double click as well. But I'm not going to do that right now because I have 30 minutes. So clicks, next frame. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to change the animation. Let's edit that really fast. How's that animation finished? Yeah, we'll do this. Okay, press is finished. Go to next frame. So animation, change animation sequence. Oops. To pressed. If it ends, do that. I'm also going to play a sound effect here. Hopefully it'll work. So button click. All right, cool. So title frame. All right, didn't work. I'm going to extend the length of my pressed animation just a smidge. Let's try it again. All right, there we go. So now we have our sound effect. Sweet. Moving on. The main screen. All right, so again, we're going to do a backdrop. Not a lot I can do here. That's automated. I pretty much have to import every single asset individually. But I am going to just start off with a nice, simple background. Just a tile floor. So we're going to lock this in so we don't have to mess with it anymore. All right, now we begin all of the imports. So first thing I'm going to do, let's import our conveyor belt. So import as animation. This looks good. I'm going to hold Alt and click to set the action point and hotspot for both of these immediately for all frames. That looks good. Let's see, we're going to rename this conveyor. And we have 3 versions of this, so this is going to be our medium speed conveyor belt. So I'm going to have a couple different conveyor belts, and let's clone this. Not yet, not yet. Actually, okay. So we're going to have a couple different speed conveyor belts. So let's just play this, make sure it's working. That looks good. And we'll clone it. So this is going to be a slightly slower one. We'll go with 38 for the speed for this. Rename it. So this is going to be conveyor slow, or conveyor S for conveyor slow. And then we're going to import another one. This one has a slightly different animation. It's essentially the same thing, except there's a couple frames cut out. And the reason is because there's sort of a limitation with Fusion's existing animation process. So there's a max speed that an animation can play at. So that's sort of an issue. Okay, so we have these 3 different conveyor belt speeds. This looks good. Let's go ahead and get some of these positioned. All right, so I'm thinking for this, we'll do like 225. This one is gonna be 375. We'll do a 150 gap between them. So this will be 525. Okay, so those are all lined up now. We're gonna duplicate this, make 14 of them going side to side. That should cover the entire screen and give me a nice little buffer. I'm gonna place some items on the conveyor belt off screen, so that's what this last one's for. Otherwise I could just do 13. So that all looks good. Let's continue to import some other stuff. So I'm gonna import my ore now, my rocks. This is what's gonna go on the conveyor belt. I think I want the, I can leave this. I'll fix the hotspots individually for this. So this looks good to me. I'm going to create some extra directions here. But first, let me just sort of pick some arbitrary, and that's close enough, close enough. Pick some different points here. Okay, this looks fine. All right, so, whoops, there we go. So, there's different ways to do this. I'm choosing to make every direction a different object that could go on the conveyor belt. Doesn't have to be like that. But there are some like really simple things with Fusion that makes this a little faster if you do it this way, which I'll briefly mention later on. Okay, so just in case, I like to loop everything, even though it's a stopped animation, so it's not really going to matter. There's no animation in general. But, okay, I think that's good. So we have all of our different types of ore. I'm going to rename this ore. So that's done. All right, let's keep going. So got that. We're going to need a cannon because we are going to need to have some kind of way to shoot all of the stuff off of the conveyor belt. So that looks pretty good. We are also going to import a rail. This is just cosmetic, really. It doesn't have to be here, but I'm going to have this, this laser gun sort of move along this rail. And I'm going to duplicate this. So I think maybe about there. That looks good. I'm going to move this to back. I'm going to move this to the front. And I'm going to just sort of set this on the rails. All right, I'm going to move these a little closer, actually. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so that looks fine. We can rename this cannon. Laser cannon, I guess, is really what it is. Let's just add some code. Let's take a break from importing stuff and add some code. So, actually, we're going to do compare to general values. So if the mouse cursor, the X position of the mouse is greater than 100, And then we'll do another one where if it is less than, so it's 1024, so we're going to need 924. So if it's in that range, we'll actually put those together. If it's in that range, then we are going to set the x coordinate relative to the x position of the mouse. Now, if it is not in this range, so we'll do two different options. So if it's greater, sorry, if it's lower or equal, and then if it's greater or equal, we are going to set the x position to 100, and then 924. So this is basically just saying I have a limitation on how far the cannon can go. So let's go ahead and run this. So now you can see, oop, that didn't work out. Something's wrong there. You know, I can move the cannon around based on the mouse. So let's see. Oh, set Y position. There's the problem. Set position, set X coordinate to 924. All right, let's try that again. Okay, now we can move our cannon, and it's, you know, following our mouse. I'll move a little slower so you can see that. Okay, cool. So that's done. Let's go back to importing some stuff. Cannon can't really do much unless it has something that it can fire. And in this case, that's going to be a laser. So there we go. We got a laser. I think I want to have, yeah, there we go. That is the hotspot. We're going to rename this laser. And we're also just going to say this laser is always going to be set relative to, yeah, really we just need to set the x coordinate. So it'll just match up. Let's see. This is in position. I'm going to say right there. That looks good. All right. I'm going to, let's see, just tweak this slightly. This is actually fun. This is good. I'm going to bring this to the front again. Okay, so now it looks like there's a laser coming out of my cannon. However, I don't always want the laser to be on. So let's see. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to say, we'll just give it an ultimate value. I'm not going to bother naming this because I don't have time. I have 30 minutes. So ultimate value A equals 0. And we're going to say user clicks. Just left clicks. So if user left clicks and A equals 0, then we are going to set A to 5. Well, the ultimate value A is greater than 0. We are going to subtract 1 from that value. So let's subtract 1. And there we go. Then we are going to say if A is greater than 0 and it's invisible, make it visible. And if A equals 0, and actually, no, let's just add that in manually. A equals 0 and it is visible, we're going to make it invisible. Make it visible. Okay, cool. Just because, let's also go ahead and make this not visible at start. Okay, so now I have that. I can click. Laser appears temporarily. That looks pretty good. I'm going to add a sound effect as well. So we will play a sample. Let's play short laser. All right. All right, cool. That's done. Let's go back to importing stuff. The laser's basically done. So now I need to import. Let's see. What else do I have here? All right, I need an explosion. Yeah. So we'll import the explosion. We're going to do bottom center, our action point, and our hotspot. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna actually do the same thing here. We'll put it. This is basically the center now. That should be fine though. Okay, so I don't want to create this explosion. I'm just going to call it EXP. I don't want to create this at start because it's an explosion. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to make a quick EXP. No, I'll just call it explosion. Animation. I think that's probably fine. Okay. So we made this explosion. It's not doing anything right now. So let's try to get some other stuff set up. Alright, so while the ore is overlapping our conveyor belts, we need it to move. Let's see, I'm going to put the fastest one and then middle. Alright, this should be conveyor fast, conveyor F. Alright, so while it is overlapping conveyor F, while it's overlapping conveyor M, and while it's overlapping conveyor S. So I want to adjust the position. So I set the X coordinate to its current X coordinate. Let's see, I did fast first, so let's do 3 pixels at a time. This one is going to be 2 pixels at a time, and the last one is going to be 1 pixel at a time. So we can quickly test this. Let's put some ore on the conveyor belts, run it. There we go, beautiful. So we are now moving. I'm going to delete this ore again. Alright, so that's all good. We need to create ore randomly. So let's do that really fast. Actually, I'm going to just add a counter so we can do some stuff. Okay, so let's just add 3 counters here. Let's clone this. So this is going to, I'm just not even going to name these. These are going to help determine when ore is created. So if it's overlapping conveyor F, then, okay. So let's just say, compared it to, so if it equals 0, 0, 0, this is going to be 2. Wait, 1, 2, 3. If it equals 0, we are going to create ore here. Nope, at the actual coordinates. Right here. Good enough. That's for fast. This is for medium. And this last one is for slow. We're going to give it some variance. So I'm going to set the y coordinate to its y coordinate plus, we're going to go random 60 minus 30. Give it some variance. We also want to set its direction. So this is the nice thing about direction. I can just do this, and it's automatically, actually I can get rid of these. It's automatically going to randomize what type of ore it is. And then I also want to add, I don't know, let's say 50 plus another like random 50 to each of these 3. Okay, if they are greater than 0, actually we don't even have to do that. We can just say always. I already have an always, but let's just do this anyway. We're going to subtract 1 from each of these counters. Alright, so what happens? Now we have some random ore being generated. This looks pretty good. It's good enough for what it is. Okay, so we have that. Let's see, what else do we have here? I'm going to go ahead and go to my score screen really fast. Let's insert a backdrop. Import score screen. Okay, so got this. I'm gonna go ahead and lock this. I'm going to insert another active. button. Cool. Line and frame, horizontal center. We're going to need to import, yeah, we need a counter. A stylized counter, not one of these. So we're going to import this. This doesn't really matter. This is fine. I'm going to crop these a little bit. I don't have a ton of time, but I'm going to do what I can. 22, 18, okay. 25. Let's see, that's like 4. This one's 1. This one is 3, I believe. Nope, that's wrong. There we go. This one is, I'll just say 1. This one is 2. 2 or 3. One more. This one is 2. This one is 1. All right. So now I have a score counter. Minimum score is going to be 0. Can't have a negative score. We're going to force this to 3 fixed digits. Also, we're going to give this an initial value of 100. That's not 100. Okay. Line frame, horizontal center. All right, cool. Looks a little small for the space, but that's what we got. Okay, so we got a score now. I'm going to make this global as well so that I can see it on other frames. Let's say no. Okay, so we're going to rename this score count. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, this is global. We're going to copy this. We're going to put it on this frame. And I would need to insert active, insert score, just the text. Cool. All right. Getting there. We're almost there. All right. Is that center enough? Looks good to me. Okay. So now we're basically done. I'm just going to say if the laser is visible and if it is overlapping, or we are going to play a sound effect. We will play destroy block. It's not really a block. It should be destroy or, but same thing. It's visible. Okay, overlapping or. It's going to destroy block. And then we're going to add one more thing. So direction. So compare direction. If it is the first 3, that means that it is the good OR. If it is the second 3, then it is the OR that we want to destroy. So either way, we're going to destroy it, but I'm going to adjust the score. So if you destroy good OR, I'm going to subtract 3 from the score. If you destroy bad OR, nothing happens. Okay, so we're going to do one final thing here. Here we go. Just going to make a random object. This is good enough. Okay, so now if our OR overlaps this green object, that means it got to the end of the conveyor belt. So, sorry. Let's see, we gotta replace this. So if it's good, we are going to add 1 to the score and then destroy it. If it's bad, we are going to subtract 1 from the score and then destroy it. All right, so let's see what we got. All right, so now we can destroy this stuff. Let's watch the score. 74 goes up correctly and goes down. Okay, Yep. Okay. So it looks like everything's good. When the laser collides with... Where is that? Oh, here we go. Yeah, we also want to create an explosion. We imported that earlier. So create an explosion relative to the ore. Both times. And then we're going to add one more little thing for the explosion. Animation. Which animation? Oh, yeah, that's right. We got to play the animation. So we're going to create it. We're going to change the animation sequence to explosion. We're going to add 2 fail-safes, or one event and the one fail-safe. So which animation is playing? If it's playing stopped, we want to destroy it. That should pretty much do it, I think. All right, now we have a little splash sort of effect. All right, I think that's good. Just to be safe, I'm going to add one more thing here. So animation has an animation. Yeah, so if explosion finishes, I also want to destroy it. Just to be double sure. We don't have explosions just sticking around. Okay, so that's all done. At the start of frame, I do want to play some music. So we're going to do that. Play sample. Dun. Busy Belt is what I decided to name this track. So it plays. Where am I creating? It's here. So add a new condition. We're going to stop. Timer is less than, we're going to say 1 minute and 45 seconds is the entire duration of the entire game. Not the entire game. It's going to go for 205. So automatically when the timer hits 2 minutes and 5 seconds, it is going to advance to the next screen. So we're just going to say next frame. And it'll stop automatically. Stop producing more ore as soon as we get to 145. Okay. So we have our game. We hit play. We can destroy all of the good ore and destroy our score if we want. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Let me see if there's anything else I want to do. I do have the credit screen, so we can very quickly throw this in. Backdrop. Credits. Cool. 0. I'm going to insert another button. Going really fast on this. Frame horizontal center. All right. User clicks on an object. Clicks on the button. We're going to go to the title. Let's go give ourselves a way to actually go to this. Add a new condition. Upon pressing escape, we are going to go to the credit screen. All right, let's try it. Escape. Cool. We can see the credits. Go back. Play. All right. Just for testing purposes, we got 2 minutes left. We are going to switch this up so that it is going to go in 5 seconds. All right, so 97 is my score. All right, score is 97. Oh, forgot to program that. I think it's my last thing. All right, same thing. User clicks on an object, clicks on the button, and we are going to jump back to the title. All right, I'm going to save this. We will call this lock and load. A mining pun. Wow, amazing. All right, we got a minute to spare. I mean, obviously, there's a lot more I could add to this game. Yeah, just because. Let's add some shadows, shall we? All right, so we're going to bring it back. And we're going to just change the semi-transparency here, something like that. Copy, paste. Paste. Order to back. Order to back. All right, I think that's going to have to do it because I'm basically out of time. Okay, well, that was a game created in 30 minutes from scratch. So, I don't know. Hopefully, maybe you learned something or you found it entertaining. But yeah, I'm done. So I will talk to you all later. Peace.